Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. This is Simon with AvaTrade, and we're starting our weekly webinar, Mapping Out Your Week Ahead. Special welcoming goes to new people, and for you, I just want to explain what the title means, and I think it just explains what it is anyway. What we're trying to do here is create a plan for the week, and as traders like to say, you plan your trade and then you trade your plan. And of course, it doesn't guarantee success, but it definitely removes chaos from your trading and impulsivity. So that's what we're trying to do here. We try to put together some fundamentals, technicals, economic calendar, and other ingredients to create a plan for the week. Few things about myself. My name is Simon Friedman. I'm a senior account manager with AvaTrade. I've been trading for the past 25 years. The first 11 years, I was a prop trader in New York City. That's how I started. And after that, I moved to a different way of trading, also started to mentor and educate others. And I'm very happy I have this great opportunity to be assisting our customers at AvaTrade. As I said, the agenda of the webinar, we'll speak about indices, stocks, commodities, Forex. We'll take a look at the charts. I prepare some slides with some articles and some numbers as well. Also, we'll take a look at winners and losers for the past week. It's a lot of them, actually. And we'll just try to put all those things together and try to see what's the plan for the upcoming week. Risk warning, you can find the full statement at avatrade.com website. Of course, everything we do here is purely it's purely educational, and we do not suggest any trades and don't give any signals at this webinar. Social media, please follow us at Telegram, X, and YouTube. As I say, YouTube is my favorite. There's a lot of information there being added on a daily basis. So please subscribe, click on that bell. You'll be notified for new things coming in. Also, if you like it, don't forget to click like. Just take a second and it helps. I guess this algorithm of YouTube works this way so more people can watch it. So please don't hesitate, just click on that like, and also feel free to share with people that might benefit. If you have any feedback, I will be happy to hear from you as well. Okay, so before we go to details, just for myself, I was thinking what would be the headlines for the week if I were to create them. So I have a few options here. Peace in the Middle East, of course, it's in parentheses, or it's not really peace. Maybe we'll have a ceasefire. It's not close, it's not done, but still things are better, which is a good thing. Next title would be Feds and interest rate cut, as this week we had some excitement in the market when Trump announced actually that the change of the chair of the Fed is coming soon. Also, Powell said something. We'll take a look at the slide when I have it. So it looks like there are some hopes for interest rate cut coming up. The tech stocks are running, right? NVIDIA number one. It's next headline would be there, right? By the way, NVIDIA just bypassed Microsoft this week with a market cap of $3.847 trillion. Okay, and of course, we have the all-time highs for NASDAQ and the S&P. So those would be the highlights if you and I were to create them. Okay, so this is NVIDIA. We'll start with the super positive things, and the numbers are crazy here. Just take a look. 5 years return on NVIDIA, 1.6,000%. S&P return 105, which is also nice, right? Average 20% in the past 5 years. Now, the past 3 years, NVIDIA returned 36.5%. S&P is 58. 1 year return 27.27. S&P's return 12.5%, and as of this year to date, NVIDIA is up 17.5%, and S&Ps are up almost 5%. And they give, this is from Yahoo Finance. NVIDIA, 3.847 trillion, AMD, 233 billion, Micron, 139, and Taiwan Semiconductor, which is a big company here, it's 1.185 trillion. So NVIDIA is clearly in demand, the product is hot, and the company is super, super successful. Now going to Fed with the interest rate, says right here, the title, this is from marketwatch.com. Powell leaves door ajar to July rate cut, but an expected rise in inflation is likely to keep the Fed sidelined. Two top officials, both appointed by Trump, are the first to suggest an interest rate cut in July. Federal Reserve Chief Jerome Powell on Tuesday said a good case could be made for cutting interest rates soon, but he said the Fed is holding off for now because of an expected increase in inflation from U.S. trade wars. As we know, things are not so settled, right, with the trade wars. Another one here, the Fed's moves and the Fed's moves on interest rate aren't just about Trump pick for chair. Here's the math. So actually it explains here that 12, it's a nice article if you can find it, marketwatch.com. It says that 12 members, voting members are making that decision. So even if Powell is being removed, still it's not clear or it's not solid that the Feds will move right away with the interest rate cuts. Fresh concern about President Donald Trump plans for rolling out his pick for Federal Reserve Chair shook traders Thursday after Wall Street Journal reports that the announcement could come by September or October or even this summer. So that's as far as Trump. I mean, we all hear these things, right? Trump is trying to get rid of Mr. Powell. Another inflation-related article here. Inflation creeps higher in May and dims chances of the Fed cutting interest rates soon. A key measure of inflation showed a slightly harder increase in May than Wall Street was expected, likely cementing a decision by the Federal Reserve to forego the interest rate cut until the fall. All right, so those are inflation things. Now, let's see what the CME Fed tool says, right? So a month ago, there was a 22% probability of the cut in the upcoming meeting of the 30th of July. A week ago was 14.5. A day ago was 18%. So we are at 18% probability. It's still something, right? Of probability of the interest rate cut. All right, interest rate cut. So we'll see what happens with that. A lot of speculation. Now, coming to economic calendar, very important before we forget, Friday is the 4th of July. It's the Independence Day in the US. So the US markets are going to be closed. Some futures are trading short session. Please make sure that you look into the holiday schedule, holiday hours, so you won't get stuck when the market shuts down without you knowing it. Also, this week, something unusual. Usually the NFP numbers come the first Friday of the month. This week, because of the holiday, they moved it a day earlier, so it's going to be on Thursday. Now, for new people, this is economic calendar. Public information accessible to everyone. You can find it on our app or the web trader. Also, you can just Google it. A lot of providers provide this information. You can know it ahead of time. You should probably know it ahead of time, so you won't be getting some surprises. Here, as usual, I take the high impact events only. There's so much more. You can filter through them and choose whatever is relevant for your trading. Also here, this time I choose to have the GMT times. So all the times here are in GMT. The past few weeks I was switching to New York time, but I think this is more relevant for Europe and the customers as GMT time. So let's go through it really quick. Monday, we have manufacturing PMI from China, followed together with the non-manufacturing. Retail sales from Germany, GDP numbers from UK, CPI numbers from Germany, President Lagarde, the president of the European Central Bank, speaking on Monday as well. Manufacturing index from Japan. Tuesday, another manufacturing PMI number, different reports. We have CPI numbers from European Union, another speech by President Lagarde. Governor of Japan, Bank of Japan speaks on Tuesday. We have Governor of Bank of England speaking on Tuesday as well. And Fed Chair Powell speaks on Tuesday as well. So we have, wow, we have four central bank presidents are speaking: European Union, Bank of Japan, Bank of England, and US Feds. Big day on Tuesday. Manufacturing PMI from US as well. Wednesday, we have retail sales from Australia, ADP numbers from US. That's a report by a different agency of how many jobs were added. Another speech of Lagarde. Wow, she speaks a lot this week, 3 speeches. And then Thursday, we come to trade balances from Australia, service PMI from China, CPI numbers from Switzerland, the inflation numbers, and we have the NFP numbers from US. As we said, instead of Friday, they come one day earlier because of the holiday. So we have the numbers, how many jobs were added, unemployment data, average earnings, and so on. So this is the biggest data of the week, I would say. And this is the last one before next meeting of Feds on 29th and 30th of July. So again, this is the economic calendar. What should be watching? Definitely should be watching Chinese index, should be watching the UK index and the currency, which is pound, right? We should be watching Nikkei and the yen with the speech of Governor of Bank of Japan, and of course the US market with NFPs and other data. Winners and losers. These are the futures and these are the FX. So let's go through them. We'll take a look at each of them when we get to the charts. We'll just run the numbers here. Cocoa up 9.5%, palladium 8.73, Nikkei Japanese index up 5.9, platinum up 5.64%, copper up 4.79, Nasdaq up 4%, Dow Jones up 4%, S&Ps up 3.37, and DAX up 3.14. On the losers list, crude oil had a huge drop since the events with the war between Israel and Iran. I think the major move happened when Iran was threatening hard retaliation, and there was almost nothing, with no damage done immediately. Or oil moved lower, and then there was a ceasefire order. So all the energy commodities had a big losing week. Crude oil down 11.88, gasoline 10.87, heating oil down 10.82. Wheat was down after the previous week's move to the upside, down 7.25%. Natural gas down 5.4. Coffee almost 4% lower. Corn 3.35, and gold down almost 3%, 294. In a forex world, of course, the weakness of the dollar, I think I triggered on Thursday, as we said, when President Trump or some publications posted that Trump is looking to replace Powell soon, immediately dollar fell significantly. So it reflects here. As you could see, the major currencies are up against the dollar. Pound is the champion, up 2% for the week. Euro dollar up for 1.69, New Zealand dollar up 1.55, and Aussie up 1.3. To the downside, of course, dollar sold. We're going to take a look at the chart. The dollar Swiss is at the level of, I think, 2011, significant drop, and continuing. So dollar Swiss down 2.35%, dollar yen almost percent lower, and dollar CAD down 0.4%. So those are the winners and the losers. Now let's switch to the charts, and we'll actually go through the list of losers and winners. First, we start with indices, and let's see what China is doing. China is still sitting right in the middle of the channel that we indicated many times. It did have a nice move for the whole week, and then Friday was sold. Nasdaq and S&Ps made all-time high. So here's Nasdaq. You know what? Let's first see Nikkei, because Nikkei had a big move to the upside. Weekly chart, super strong week, and we approaching the possible resistance from January of 2025, and the high here was 40,610. Let's mark that level. 40,610. That's the level of possible resistance. Let's see. On Friday, we actually hit that level. We hit 40,645, and then towards the end of the day, we went a little bit correcting. So technically, we did touch that level from January. The question is, are we going to move higher, or the mission completed and we might see some profit taking happening here? Big question, and we'll find out this upcoming week. So that's on Nikkei. Now go to US indices, and Nasdaq and S&Ps at the all-time highs. Take a quick look. Nasdaq super strong with the all-time high territory, so there's no indication for any resistance, obviously. Big question, where are we going from here? Dow Jones was up as well, not really reaching all-time highs yet, but it was up 4%. A strong week for Dow Jones, closing at the highs also. And S&Ps also at the all-time highs, just bypassed the previous resistance. And the same question, are we going higher from here, or we are looking to some kind of a correction? Also, something to mention, we are in July. That means that in a week or two, we're going to start having earning reports coming in. So that's also very, very important, and also definitely will be affecting the markets. So that's US indices. Let's take a quick look at German DAX. Also had a strong week, up 3.14%. And we are approaching the all-time highs on DAX as well. Now going to individual stocks, of course, NVIDIA, as we said, just bypassed the Microsoft is number one in the market cap. Here's NVIDIA, super strong 2 months, right? So you could see here, May and June, just got NVIDIA out of trouble. We are at the all-time highs, clearly, and I guess we'll find out what's next. Now, on the downside, there's actually Apple stock that it's not doing that great. Some analysts actually saying that because of the weak dollar, that could be that Apple will show some better results. But as you could see here, the stock is not doing that great. We were at the all-time high in December. Since then, we've been really sliding lower for a lot of reasons. Slower or weaker sales in China, other things. And analysts said, I think the major reason why Apple is lagging because of they're a little bit behind, to say the least, with the AI technology. So with this plan of acquiring this AI company, maybe it will add some value to Apple. But as of now, as you could see here, we are stuck around $200 per share, and we're not really moving any higher. Microsoft, super strong. As we said, NVIDIA took the first place. I think Microsoft is the second place. Google slowly climbing up. Amazon, congratulations to Joe Bezos to his wedding. I think they got married in Venice this Friday. I just read an article about it. 200 guests and family members, super fancy wedding. And a lot of celebrities and royalties were there. When I say royalties, I think the Queen of Jordan was there. Some CEOs were there. Kardashian was there. I don't know why I'm sharing this, just something that I just read a few minutes ago. So congratulations to Mr. Bezos. The stock is not at all-time highs, but it is moving forward. Meta, approaching all-time highs, didn't break through it yet. Tesla is sitting here around 320, 330, between the 50 and the 200 moving average here on Tesla. Netflix is at the all-time highs and going. It's unstoppable, right? As you could see here, things are great for Netflix, and the stock is continue moving higher. Now, banks are also breaking records. This past week, we just moved to all-time highs on Goldman Sachs. I think the previous week, JP Morgan was at the all-time highs, and it does continue that way. Bank of America is close to that. That would be kind of a triple tops somewhere here. Let's see. Yep, we had double top here. We could be having triple top if we do reach that. Just to remind us, Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway, they've been selling this stock, right? So maybe that's holding it from moving higher. Citi, we just touched that resistance from February, and we just formed a double top here in Citi. So banks are clearly strong. Energy stocks, here we go. Exxon, a little bit recovery here since the sell-off in oil. Chevron, a little weaker there, right? So as you could see, the tech sector is super strong, led by NVIDIA. Banks are super strong, making all-time highs. Energy stocks, of course, are weak due to the sell-off in oil. So we'll see what the upcoming week will bring to the general markets. Now, moving to commodities, we'll go through the winners and losers from the list. I have them here in order. Cocoa up 9.5%. As you could see in cocoa, just for new people that are not familiar with that, it was a fundamental move with physical shortage in cocoa in the West Africa, especially Ivory Coast. So we had a huge move to the upside that finished last year in April. That was the top. Then we had a long journey with the lower lows and lower highs, but the low stayed the same. Then we had a huge move here in November, bypassing the previous high and hitting here. What do we hit? 13,000, almost 12,909. Then we came back slowly, then moving high, making the lower high, and now we kind of playing around with these levels here between. It looks like here we just confirmed kind of a double top here around 10,300, and as we failed to move high on the second attempt, we actually made um, a lower low from the previous low clearly. So it could be that we're turning to the downtrend, but it's hard to say because the trading in cocoa it's a little wild. You could see here with the gaps and the huge moves and then small recoveries or upside down. We had a huge move to the downside, a little recovery, building a base, moving high, and so on. So as of now, we closed at what's the closing price here? Almost at 9,000, 8,943. So that's on cocoa. For the week is up 9.5%. Next one on the winning list is palladium. You could see in the weekly chart we did break through the previous resistance. We could be on course to retest this double top here. First touch December 7th, this is the weekly chart, the week of December 17, 2023. Then it was October 2024, and we could be moving to retest that level. So palladium up almost 9%, 8.73%. Platinum, we spoke about platinum, if you remember, actually showed that slide twice, as a lot of analysts are focusing on palladium catching up with gold. We saw gold selling a little bit this week and the week before, and platinum is continuing high here, super strong. And also there's an interesting tendency here. So you could see the whole week going higher, Friday sell-off. The whole week going higher, Friday and Thursday sell-off. Same thing happened this week. The whole week we had a huge move to the upside and Friday sell-off. So it looks like, logically speaking, the buyers are pushing it higher, then Friday they take profit. They're just afraid to hold it over the weekend or whatever that is. But it looks like the pattern is being formed here. So let's see if that repeats itself this upcoming week. So platinum up 5.64%. Another one is copper. We just broke through the previous resistance here on the daily chart. We had a strong day on Thursday. Friday, we almost flat, holding that gain of Thursday and closing above that previous high. So copper up 4.79%. Now on the losing side, of course, crude oil had the biggest losing week probably in a while, down 11.88%. Now on the daily charts, clearly that one day move the commodity lower, and then we're sitting here at the base waiting. Gasoline, similar story. Huge move to the downside, sitting right on 200 moving average here. Heating oil as well. We did hit the 200 moving average here and had a little bit of recovery here. That's on the energy commodities. Wheat, as I said, after having a great week, the previous one we just sold and erased the whole gain of the whole week. We're pretty much selling here, erasing the previous week's move. That's on wheat. Natural gas, after a nice run, breaking $4 this past week, we actually sold, of course, together with oil and other energy commodities. And Friday we had a nice move to the upside, hitting that 375 level. That was the level of a previous resistance until we broke it. So the question is, will we try to have another attempt to break through it and move higher, or this time we'll hold that resistance and move towards the lows. So that's on natural gas. Coffee continues to be weak. You could see here clearly we keep on making lower highs and lower lows. And let's see. So this is the level that the move kind of started. We are approaching that. On the weekly chart, you could see clearly this spike stopped around here, around 289, 290. And the question is, will we reach that level to retest? That's on coffee. Corn, another weak commodity. On the weekly chart, the second consecutive week. On the daily chart, we are kind of holding this current levels. You could see a lot of actions. We're here. We stopped around here, the sell-off. We had multiple supports around here. And we did actually stop this recent move around this level here. So that's where the high low happened and the move continued higher. So it could be that this could play as a serious support. So you could see here it was a strong move actually on Friday, raising about 2.5 days of previous falling. So let's see. The only thing we have here is something that analysts don't like. It's a dead cross. 50-day moving average crossing the 200 moving average, which technically, according to some big quote-unquote analysts on TV, they like to show it as a sell signal. So let's see what corn is doing next. And of course, gold, as we said, is having a little bit of a sell-off. This is the second week to the downside. We just broke through on the daily chart through the 50-day moving average. And this is a strong breaking to the downside. As you could see here, it hasn't happened for a very long time. We had a few attempts here. This was April 7th. This was around mid-May. You could see here, we had one closing below, brief one closing below, and the recovery very next day. Here we had the closing below on Thursday, and Friday was a strong sell-off. So it could be, and also we just made a lower low from the previous one, right? So it could be that gold might experience some profit taking here. So that's as far as commodities. Let's move to Forex. We'll start also with winners and losers. On the winning side, pound was the winner. Super strong week, closing at the highs, up 2% for the week. Let's see on the weekly and the monthly chart how it looks. So if we are continuing higher here, we might actually reach the level eventually of 2021. Just speculating here, right? We are having 1, 2, 3, 5 consecutive months to the upside. That's super strong and looks very nicely. Look, it goes up, consolidation, up, consolidation, up, consolidation, and higher again. Nice move on pound. Euro dollar also moving high here on the weekly chart. Let's see if we see anything interesting as far as levels. Nothing interesting until 119 area. Somewhere around here. So if euro decides to move higher, we could see continuation here to the upside, potentially reaching this 119 area. New Zealand and Australian dollar, they don't look as strong as the euro and pound, but they are trying. And on the weekly chart, we still are stuck here with a lot of tails. We are stuck around 0.6050 areas. You could see here a few tails. We tried to break out. We're having a hard time. On the daily chart, it's clearly here around here. We're clearly seeing a strong resistance here, right? We did try. This was so far, I think, the highest closing candle here on 12th of June. So the high of that candle would probably be approximate level 0.6070. And since then, as you could see here with the big tails, we haven't managed to close higher. So New Zealand dollar up 1.55%. Similar story here on Australian dollar. The only thing that the highest candle closing was here on Thursday. So it looks a little bit better than New Zealand, right? Let's see what happens here on the weekly chart. We're clearly sitting here. We are above 50 and 100 weekly moving average here. So let's see. We need a little bit of a push from China, probably. Again, let's see China, which is not doing that. And that could give a nice push to New Zealand and Australian dollars. You know, there's a strong correlation there as China is buying a lot of goods from those two countries. So that's on the champions list. On the losers list, we had a big move down in Swiss franc, and as I said earlier, wanted to show it to you. We're currently trading at the level of 2011. This is the month of September 2011, and we are around that level there. It was a huge move actually to the upside on that month, but as of now, dollar is in pretty much in free fall against the Swiss franc. As we said, Swiss franc's been super strong. It's kind of interesting because they are actually the ones that kept on cutting the rates, and we're currently at 0%, if I'm not mistaken. So logically, it could be the weakest, but it's the strongest, right, against the US dollar. Down USD CHF down 2.35%. Dollar yen is actually sitting here around this 144, 145 levels. Let's see with all the events for this week, the central bankers speaking and NFP numbers, other things. Let's see if dollar yen is will manage to move one way or another. And the last one is dollar CAD, USD CAD down 0.4%. It's been selling since making the highs back in February, as you can see here. On the daily chart, we are below the 50-day moving average. So as of now, it's clearly every time we get closer to 50, it's being rejected. So dollar yen is weak here. And for dessert, let's take a quick look for cryptocurrencies. As of now, Bitcoin is trading at 107,800. Looks like it. And XRP is trading at 218. All right, so a big week is waiting for us, right? Let's just put things together. We have central bankers speaking. We have NFP numbers. We have inflation numbers from some countries. We also have a short week because of the holiday in the US. We have July starting, which is the month of earnings for the second quarter of current year. We have tariff wars still not resolved. We have ceasefire between Iran and Israel. A lot of things. Usually summer is getting boring. I think with President Trump, it's never boring. So definitely we could expect anything. It's going to be a very busy week. Please, again, look up the holiday schedule for Friday. Don't forget about the social media channels. Subscribe, click likes. We'll be happy to hear from you. And of course, enjoy the weekend, get some energy, spend some quality time with your loved ones, and get some positive energy and strength for the upcoming week. And of course, I wish everyone a successful and profitable week ahead. All the best.